I'd like to start by thanking the conference organizers for the opportunity to present our data on today. Let me go back one slide. And I also want to acknowledge my co-investigators, several who are in the room with me today. And I also want to note that for this presentation, we have extended the time frame for our observational cohort to 33 months. In January of 2021, LAI Cabotegravir Rilpivirine was approved for people with HIV older than 18 and virally suppressed on oral ART. In March of 2022, bi-monthly injections were approved, oral lead-in became optional, and eligibility age and weight were lowered to 12 years and greater than 35 kilograms. Current data on the efficacy and safety of LAI Cabotegravir is limited to adults. In the spring, Impact 2017 MOCA published data demonstrating adequate PK, safety, acceptability, and tolerability in adolescents at 24 weeks. Participants had a median age of 15 and were mostly perinatally infected. LAI Cabotegravir is an attractive treatment option for adolescents and young adults and can improve outcomes and adherence. Children's National in Washington, D.C. is a multidisciplinary pediatric and adolescent program that serves youth up to age 24. Our program implemented monthly LAI Cabotegravir with oral lead-in in September of 2021, 9 months after approval. We started offering bi-monthly injections with no oral lead-in in March of 2022. We evaluated the clinical outcomes among those who switched from oral ART to long-acting Cabotegravir between September 2021 and June of 2024. As a standard of care, we collected demographic data, BMI, major HIV disease criteria, including resistance, Cabotegravir dosing, injection site discomfort, adverse events, and retention and care. Here are our results, and I'll just highlight a few important data points. 92%, I'm sorry. The cohort included 25 young adults with a median age of 19. The gender was equally divided. The majority were perinatally infected with or perinatally acquired HIV. There were a wide range of BMIs, a diverse sexual orientation, no history of Cabotegravir or Rilpivirine resistance at initiation. More of our data here. 92% switched from an INSTI-based ART with XTC TAF. One adolescent switched back from oral Cabotegravir lead-in to INSTI-based ART. 90% were virally suppressed at greater than 6 months prior to the switch. 5 were not virally suppressed prior to the switch, with a viremia ranging from 250 to 3,100 copies. 40% had previous adherence challenges with oral ART. 60% had HIV subtype B. 6 had past NNRTI exposure. 1 had K103N archive mutation, and 1 was found to have archive Rilpivirine resistance after 1 year of being on LAI Cabotegravir due to a missed drug treatment resistance record. We previously reported 3 cases of transient viremia during the switch to bi-monthly injections. All initially switched from suppressive oral ART with oral lead-in to monthly LAI Cabotegravir. Through shared decision-making, all decided to switch back to monthly injections for 6 months with monthly viral load testing. 2 out of 3 ultimately switched back to monthly injection. 2 out of 3 ultimately switched back to bi-monthly injections, and 1 transitioned to adult care and continued with monthly injections. I do want to note on the graphs here that the graphs depict different values on the y-axis. 7 out of 25 experienced transient episodes of viremia, about 1 to 4 per person, with viremia ranging from 50 to 1,100 copies. Most viremia occurred in the first year of our program, including our 3 initial cases. Based on our initial experience with viremia, all who transitioned to long-acting Cabotegravir were started on monthly injections. Transition to bi-monthly was contingent upon viral suppression for greater than 6 months during the first implementation year. We obtained GeneAssure archive to assess for DVR mutations in all cases and found no CAB or rilpivirine resistance. In each case, the viremia resolved within 1 to 7 days with a viral load recheck. During the second year of implementation, we became more comfortable with episodes of transient viremia, and the initial monthly injection period was shortened to 3 months before switching to bi-monthly injections. 19 switched to bi-monthly injections after being virally suppressed for 3 months. We initiated 24 of the 25 on monthly injections and 1 of the 25 on bi-monthly injections. The frequency of viral load monitoring decreased in the second year of our program. We have 4 who successfully transitioned to adult care. 18 out of 25 have been on LAI CAB rilpivirine for greater than or equal to 12 months. 25 out of 25 were undetectable as of July 1st of 2024, and no adolescent or young adult missed their injection window. In regards to tolerability and safety, we had no grade 3 or 4 events. All received standard routine care with no additional monitoring. 3 experienced grade 2 events that we suspect were self-limited rilpivirine-related cytokine release syndrome that resolved within 10 minutes. 1 with an extensive cardiac history experienced transient prolongation of QTc interval that normalized on follow-up EKGs. All reported injection site soreness and discomfort at the second injection. 8 out of 25 reported using over-the-counter analgesics for injection site discomfort. And we had 3 cisgender females who had BMIs greater than 35 and required the use of 2-inch needles. Despite having full access to all forms of contraception in our clinic, we observed 3 pregnancies. The first case was a young lady who had a long-standing history of non-adherence to oral ART. She was switched to LAI CAB rilpivirine 2 weeks after a vaginal delivery. She had a new pregnancy at 12 weeks postpartum, and she will be continuing on monthly dose throughout the pregnancy. Case number 2, this young lady initiated on monthly LAI CAB rilpivirine 5 months after being diagnosed with HIV. She became pregnant 3 months after starting, and she will also be continuing monthly dose throughout the pregnancy. Case 3 is a more complex case with multiple comorbidities. Due to her high BMI, she was empirically started off on off-label high bi-monthly dosing of LAI CAB rilpivirine every month. Lenacapavir was every 6 months, was added after 2 months to protect CAB and rilpivirine, and she became pregnant after 11 months suppressed on high-dose LAI CAB rilpivirine plus lenacapavir. She will be continuing high dosing throughout pregnancy with TDM at each trimester. In conclusion, in our cohort of 25 adolescents and young adults who switched to LAI CAB rilpivirine from oral ART, we observed 100% engagement in care and viral suppression at 33 months of follow-up. Transient viremia was observed in 7 out of 25 and was not associated with the development of resistance to cabotegravir or rilpivirine. There were no grade 3 or 4 adverse events or adverse events that led to LAI CAB rilpivirine withdrawal, and all G2 events self-resolved without treatment. We report several challenges using LAI CAB rilpivirine in adolescent, youth, and young adults, such as high BMI and our 3 cases of pregnancy. Our experience suggests sustainability of monthly and bi-monthly dosing of LAI CAB rilpivirine in adolescent, youth, and young adults. And real-world qualitative and quantitative data are needed to evaluate the long-term outcomes and sustainability of LAI CAB rilpivirine among adolescents and young adults. I do want to take a moment to acknowledge the young adults and their families and our partners and supporters, as well as our multidisciplinary team at Children's. And I do want to put in a plug that we have an e-poster number 129, an ongoing survey study evaluating facilitators, barriers, and acceptability of LAI CAB rilpivirine among adolescent, youth, and young adults with HIV. And there is a photo of our team at our retreat, April 2024. Thank you.